I mean, Doc came through the doorway. He was furious. The sign said, "Stay out." Lightning looked closely at Doc. "You're the Hudson Hornet!" Lightning cried. "You hold the record for most wins in a season. You've got to show me your tricks." "I already tried that," said Doc. "You won the championship 3 times. Look at those trophies," Lightning exclaimed. "All I see is a bunch of empty cups," said Doc angrily. Then he slammed the door in Lightning's face. Lightning hurried over to Float. "Guys," he called out, "did you know Doc is a famous race car?" The other cars looked at each other. Then they burst out laughing. "Our Doc?" asked Sheriff. "Are you sick, buddy?" asked Mater. Lightning's excitement faded as he realized that no one believed him. Suddenly, Sally drove up. She filled Lightning's gas tank. "Hey," cried Sheriff. He was worried Lightning would use the gas to try to leave town again. "It's okay, Sheriff," Sally shows a smile. "I trust him." "Yeah? Who's that?"
It's expensive.
"It is. It's Lightning McQueen."
You okay?
"Where are we going?" Lightning asked. "I don't know," answered Sally. Then she took off. Lightning chased after her. He wasn't used to racing just for fun. The pair sped past the forest, laughing and joking as they took turns passing each other. They climbed up the side of a mountain and soon came to an abandoned motel. "Wow," said Lightning, "what is this place?" "It used to be the most popular stop," said Sally. She brought Lightning over to a cliff that looked out on a valley. The sun shone on the big red mountains as they could see Radiator Springs down below.
We'll come back.
Cars sped through the valley on the highway. They were driving right past Radiator Springs, not even realizing what they were missing. Sally explained that Radiator Springs had once been a bright, bustling town filled with customers. But then the interstate was built and the town slowly lost its business. The town got bypassed just to save 10 minutes of driving, she said sadly.
It's
It's the wheel well.
They're going to the wheel well.
Yeah, they are.
And
that afternoon, Lightning found out on the old dirt track.
Doc.
The race car watched in awe as Doc roared down the track, leaving swirls of dust behind him. Doc came up to determine that Lightning hadn't been able to make.
Doc will go around the track.
That's the track that you have, the one that you hit. You know that one? The fun one? I recognize it. Doc came up to the turn that Lightning hadn't been able to make. He had no problem with it. "You're amazing," cried Lightning. Doc didn't say a word. Instead, he turned around and sped away, throwing a cloud of dust at the rookie. Lightning wanted to know more about Doc's racing days. He followed Doc back to his office. "How could you quit at the top of your game?" Lightning asked. "You think I quit?" roared Doc. "They quit on me." He showed Lightning an old newspaper clipping about his big crash. By the time Doc was ready to race again, he had already been replaced by a hotshot rookie. "I'll keep that to remind me never to go back," Doc said, pointing to the article. Then he looked at Lightning. "Just finish that road and get out of here." Hey. The next morning, the cars of Radiator Springs woke to find a road that was slick and smooth. It was brand new. Lightning had finished paving it during the night. The cars were happy to have a new road, but they grew sad when they realized that it meant Lightning had left. Doc didn't seem to mind. "Good riddance," he said. Just then, Lightning drove up. I can't go just yet," he told everyone. "I'm not sure these tires can get me all the way to California." Luigi cheered. He took Lightning to a tire shop, where the race car got 4 new tires. When Lightning was done at Luigi's, he visited the rest of the shops in town for fuel, stickers, and a fresh paint job. That night, the shops all turned on their signs and everyone came out to cruise up and down the new road. Radiator Springs was bright and lively again, just like it had been many years before. Lightning had worked with the other cars in town to surprise Sally. Sally was thrilled. "It's even better than I pictured it," she said to Lightning. "Thank you." Suddenly, a spotlight shone down on the race car. A helicopter circled above. "We have found Lightning McQueen!" shouted a voice from the loudspeaker. Photographers and reporters swept into Radio Springs and crowded around Lightning. The race car looked for Sally. They had gotten separated. Just then, Lightning's trailer, Matt, pulled up. He had the race car's agent, Harv, on the phone. "You've got to get in Cali pronto," cried Harv. He told Lightning that Chick Hicks was getting ready to make a deal with Dynaco. Lightning drove over to Sally. "Good luck in California," she said. "I hope you find what you're looking for." Before he could respond, Sally pulled away and Mac was sliding out of Radiator Springs. As the press followed Lightning and Mac out of town, a reporter pulled up to Doc. "Oopsies. I'm going to leave Honey with me here." "Thanks for the call," she said to him. Sally overheard. She looked at Doc Hudson and thought, "You called them?" "It's best for everyone," Doc replied. Sally looked at the rest of the townsfolk. They all looked sad that their new best friend was gone. "Best for everyone or best for you?" Sally said. She turned and headed for her motel. "I didn't get to say goodbye," said Mater. Doc started to wonder if he had made a mistake. The next day, Lightning hit the chalk to race the King and Chick Hicks for the Piston Cup, but he couldn't stop thinking about his friends in Radiator Springs. "Speed, I am speed," he said, trying to focus on the race, but he quickly fell behind. Suddenly, Doc's voice came over Lightning's radio. "I didn't come all this way to see you quit." Lightning saw Doc, Mater, and some of his new friends from Radiator Springs. They were working in his big crew. "You can win this race with your eyes shut," said Doc. Lightning revved his engine and began to catch up to Chick and the King, but Chick was a mean racer. He bumped into Lightning just as Lightning was about to spin out. He remembered Doc's advice, turn right to go left. He gave it a try. This time it worked. He took the lead. Lightning was in first place. Chick and the King were fighting for second. Suddenly, Chick hit the King. The older car slipped across the track and crashed into the wall. Lightning was about to cross the finish line when he saw the crash on the big video screen. Lightning thought of the newspaper clipping about Doc's crash years ago. He slammed on his brakes. Chick sped across the finish line first. Lightning turned around and drove over the King. I think the King should finish his last race," said Lightning. Then he pushed the old race car back onto the track and all the way across the finish line. The crowd booed Chick as he accepted his Piston Cup, but they broke out in cheers for Lightning and the King. "You've got a lot of stuff, kids," said Doc. Lightning was celebrating with his friends when Tex, the owner of Dynaco, came over to talk to him. "How would you like to be the new face of Dynaco?" asked Tex. A few days earlier, Lightning would have jumped to the chance, but now he turned down the offer. He had a sponsor and a pit crew that he liked. After the race, Lightning drove back to the cliffs that overlooked Radiator Springs. He found Sally at the top. "Just passing through?" she asked him. "Actually, I thought I'd stay a while," said Lightning. Sally broke into a huge smile. Lightning smiled too. Why don't we take a drive?" he asked. "Nah," she answered with a grin. Then she zipped off down the hill. "Ka-chow!" Lightning shouted as he followed right behind her. He was excited to be back in Radiator Springs. Do you want to read the next story too? A Place to Call Home? Do you want to read that one? And then we'll get a Kleenex. I'll be right back. A place?
Clean.
Just finished and the most one is this card. hot-shot rookie race car had just finished the most important race of his career. He hadn't come in first, but he had proven he was a car to watch. Now he was driving back to his new home in Radiator Springs with his friends. They had all gone to California to cheer him on. Sheriff pulled up alongside Lightning as they drove. "We're mighty glad you decided to stay in Radiator Springs," he said. "Me too," Lightning said. I just don't want to spend any more time with Bessie," he joked. Bessie was a paving machine that Lightning had worked with to repave a portion of the local road he'd torn up. Sheriff laughed. Then he said, "Bessie is an important member of town, too. Why, without her, our streets would still be dirt." Mater pulled up ahead of the other cars. "You can't turn as easy on dirt," he said as he drove in the shape of an E. "And forget about driving backward. I'm sure glad these roads are so smooth." "Oh, you gotta throw your Band-Aid away?" "Wow," Lightning said. "I didn't know Bessie had been here that long." "Son, there's a lot you don't know about this town," Sheriff said. He began to tell Lightning about it. A car named Stanley had been the first to cruise into the area. He decided to name the town Radiator Springs. When Lizzie rolled in years later, Stanley fell in love and asked her to stay and sell bumper stickers in a curio shop. At first, Lizzie's shop was just a tent on the side of the road. As new cars began to settle in the town, Lizzie and Stanley helped them open them. Oh? You want to put the books back in the box?
Where the mayor is?
Oh, I found them. Right here.
I want to play.
You want to play with these cards? You want to play with this?
I think we need to.
What is this?
You know that?
It's a map. That's cool. Are you done reading this book? Five little monkeys jumping on the
Five little monkeys jumped on the chair. Five little monkeys brushing their five little monkeys made their home. And five little monkeys jumping on the bed.
I know this story. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama called the doctor, and the doctor.
That's right. The monkey goes, and I won't jump on that. One fell off and bumped his head. The mama was the same. Nope.